Доброго вечора, ми з України.
Good evening. This is Joe Lindsley talking to you from Lviv, Ukraine. 5th of May, 5 after 1 o'clock in the morning. Speak Freely podcast here with my friend.
It's your favorite Zakhar Pikh, who's still here in Lviv, Ukraine, and fighting on the background of this shitty war with my friends and Joe, of course. My friends and Joe.
Thanks, man.
Just to come back to good life.
Yeah, which, as you were saying the other day, you know, only now do we realize how good that life was. Yeah.
Exactly. Even with fucking COVID.
Yeah. The COVID was nothing compared to this, you know. I mean, it's one thing to buy a shitty, cheap mask made in Wuhan, China, and now I have bulletproof vests all over the floor of my room.
Yeah. You know, I have written today that if you need to clean something, you can use your antiseptics that you bought in the first chapter of the Apocalypse.
The apocalypse. Explain. Wait. You.
Oh,
You
fuck
mean?
you, man.
Oh,
I'm not going to explain you nothing.
okay. It was. Okay. That was. Everything is absurd. Life is absurd. And one thing I loved about being in Ukraine is that Ukrainians handle the absurdity of life incredibly well. They, even in war, even in these, you know, even during the strikes yesterday, we could still joke and carry on. And I was driving around the city today with my friend who I call Spy Yura, and I asked him what he thought about yesterday, and he said, I'm happy that people don't run to the shelters, that people are still in the streets during the air raid alarms. They sit at the cafes. Because he said that's the spirit that we will need to really survive this. No panic, there's fear, of course, but not letting the fear control us.
I don't know, man. I don't think it's like it's a spirit, as you said, or your friend said. I think it's a stupidity.
Yeah, maybe you're right. We should be more careful. I mean, how careful are you? You were walking your dog during the alarm yesterday.
Yeah. I didn't say that I'm smart in that case.
And did you change your behavior today in the 2 alarms we had back to back tonight?
Yeah, when that shit started, I just went home.
Did you go to the cellar, the basement, the shelter?
I have a corridor in my flat.
Yeah.
I believe it's safe.
Did you go to the corridor?
What?
Did you go? You said I have a corridor. Did you go to the corridor?
No, I just have it.
So you've answered the question. Thank you. I was outside with everyone that lives in our. I can't wait. Well, I can't wait till victory per Moha for its own sake, and then to tell the story of the place. Maybe you cast aspersions on it, but this place where we have I have my headquarters and newsroom. I think it's the right place for this moment, and I have, you know, the people that are always here, like Pan and Pani, the groundskeeper and housekeeper, and it's a nice little village. And we were all standing outside tonight during the second alarm, looking at the sky and listening, but still able to laugh. And I'm glad that I'm here with these people.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it really is. And we have sometimes we have some people show up, and like yesterday there was, yeah, we people from all different countries coming here to volunteer. And in fact, I see British license plates increasingly throughout Lviv, which is pretty impressive. They come here all the way from Britain. Um, and but it brings up a question that I wanted to mention to you, because we talked about it before, about courage and trust, and which we'll save the details of this for the podcast that we will share after the war. But for now, um, I had framed this at the beginning of the war like, what's more important, courage or trust? Uh, Thinking that you had to sort of pick one or the other as the first principle in a war. And then I saw this post from Jordan Peterson on Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
and because I think maybe you and others might say that I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but that I have trusted too many people too easily, despite my paranoia. And so Jordan Peterson said on this post, a naive person, naive, you could say naive means, a little bit stupid sometimes. A naive person trusts because he or she believes that people are essentially trustworthy. But anyone who has really lived, anyone who's paid attention to their life, has been, knows that he has been betrayed. We've all been betrayed at different points in our life. And so you know that you can't trust everyone. And if you focus on the betrayal, you're going to be pessimistic about human nature. And this is where he says you need courage instead of naivete, because we know that we can't trust everyone, because we know that people have betrayed us and will betray us in the future. To trust anyone is actually an act of courage. So this flipped the story of, I was thinking, oh, trust first and then courage. But Jordan, he says here, he says, I will trust you. I will extend my hand to you, even though I know you might betray me, because it is possible through trust to bring out the best in the other person and maybe in yourself. And this act of trusting is requires courage first to trust people. And so in war, maybe it's first thing is courage. Courage in face of the bullets, courage in face of whom you decide to trust. And knowing that you could be betrayed.
Nice.
What do you think?
It's nice philosophy. That idea can live.
Can live.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice way to put it, man. That idea can live. That idea can live.
Not live like live like life.
Yeah, no,
Not
that's
like left.
that's
Shit.
no, I like that construction. That I've never heard a phrase like that before. That idea can live. Nice. But you also sound like you're saying you are the judge. This idea will die or it can live.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, uh, and the flip side of that is, I mean, you got to be careful with whom you trust, because you, it's what you can be courageous, but you can also be stupid in your courage. You can be reckless, and right, and we want to achieve victory, so we want to be smart, and this is something that was not included in Jordan Peterson's idea, but we're in war times. We really feel this here. Like it's all nice to be courageous, but you could be stupidly courageous, which could really fuck a lot of things up. So we have to be very careful. It's not, you're not being a coward if you're not trusting everyone. We do have to be careful who we trust because there's a lot of enemies around, and um,
And also more than you can imagine, I think.
yeah. You mean like this is a zombie apocalypse and there are Russians everywhere around us, or
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah. And even if not Russians, just stupid Ukrainians who can just blah 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 to the Russians.
yeah, yeah. And actually, when you say that, that changes my mind a bit on what the Peterson comments. I mean, I think I would say it changed my mind a lot on that. I think you before the war is the time to know whom you trust, not during the war. The people, I mean, trust at 100% level. You better know that before. Um, if it's possible. I mean, the war, yeah, you know that at a deep level. And then the people you sort of trust, that's you figure out who's true and who's not. But you know before the war who you fully trust. You have to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, have you you know don't go into detail on this, but have you struggled with quite like who you trust since the war started?
I don't know, man. I just stopped talking with people at all.
Yeah. I've I've been the opposite, I guess, because it's my mission to connect, to find out who's true, who can really help, who needs to be connected to each other, and so that's what I have to do. I think it's my mission. So as much as I don't want to talk to strangers in this time, I do anyway. All right, so Zach, you sent a list of your top, I don't know, 20 songs that you're currently listening to. So we're listening. We will discuss three of these each episode, and the next one is a song I like very much, "Pumped Up Kicks" by Foster the People.
Mm, yeah,
Yeah,
it's a nice song.
yeah. What do you have to say about it?
I like to drive in the car with that song.
Really?
Yeah.
The first time I heard that song, I was in Arizona. I had just started working for oh this crazy eccentric billionaire and named Foster Freeze. And when I left New York and Fox News, most people were afraid to give me a job because I had some, these people. The people were scary people. You know, they were afraid of the scary people I used to work for. So no one would give me a job except for this like wild cat kind of free spirited billionaire. And he gave me a job and it was really amazing. And I could live wherever I wanted. And but he had a few houses in Arizona, and it was great. I mean, man, I had been homeless before that. I'd been sleeping in my Jeep, you know, for a while, and all of a sudden I had this great job. And his secretary called me and said, "You can stay at we have extra houses you can stay at in Arizona for a while." And not only did it come with a house, but there was a sweet Mercedes AMG, like I don't know, this amazing machine, and it came with the house. And so I I was working there, and then I had this amazing car. And sometimes I would drive out into the desert in Arizona, and you have these straight highways that flat and straight. And as soon as I got to the edge of the city, I would just drive that car like hell, just floor it. And I was listening to the radio, uh, and that's right when this song was a, it was just like, becoming popular. So it was on the radio in Arizona, in Phoenix, and in the desert every day. And like 5 times a day, I would hear "Pumped Up Kicks," and when that came on, I would really drive. Like I felt free and alive.
It's cool.
So I agree with you. It's a great driving song, but you know what it's about, right?
I told you before. It's better to know what song is about.
Yeah, but do you know what this song is about?
No.
It's about uh, I think based on on multiple school shootings in America, but yeah, it's based on the Columbine shootings and many other.
Oh yeah. About the guy who killed someone in school. Yeah,
Yeah, because
it's
he
school shooter or how it's
yeah
called.
yeah yeah if you listen closely to the lyrics, uh, it's all the other kids they got the cool shoes, all the other kids are happy, and I hate them, so I'm gonna and it's it's very disturbing song, and it's one of the most disturbing. So if you think about like the kind of joyful, enthusiastic melody with a dark message, I almost question whether or not that I don't know if I could have released something like that if I was capable of it. Because I don't, yeah, I don't. It almost kind of glorifies it. It's a very strange song. Um, but I love the sound of it, and every time I hear it, I think in my mind I see the school shooter very briefly, but mainly I think of that those driving through the desert in Arizona.
Now I'm thinking why pupils in school are starting to shoot each other.
Does that happen in Ukraine?
No, that happened in Russia a lot of times and in
It does.
America.
Yeah. So it
That's
happens
all.
In Russia and America, and that's it. Yeah.
Mhm.
And in America, it's I think people are so isolated, and like you don't have family dinner. People watch TV and eat their food, or they don't sit around the table together. You're not connected as a family. Even if you are connected as a family, you're not connected to your neighborhood, your community, and so it's just like you and your house, and then you get on the bus and you go to school. But there's no festivity. Like I think of Christmas in Ukraine, where people gather together and drink samahanka, the moonshine, and they have traditions and songs and rituals. We don't really have that in America, and it's just like your iPhone and your computer and TV, and you drive to work, take the bus to school, and there's nothing else to give us any structure of meaning in our lives. It's very difficult.
Yeah, because all your life you're living there only to buy a new iPhone and a new MacBook, and that's all that everything what you need.
Yeah,
And
but
if you cannot get it, you becoming crazy and start to shoot each other. That's
yeah,
all.
I would say, I mean, you and I are both critical of America. You've never been there, but you
Just the
can,
consumers.
cause, yeah. But I think it's because like, Ukrainians. One thing I respect about Ukraine, you have kept your rituals, these ancient traditions, things that give your life structure and meaning. and even help you count your time. Like in America, time is a scary thing because there's no rituals to separate our moments so we can remember things. Everything's in one gigantic blender. And here you have holidays, you have, routines and traditions where you take time away from the world. And I think people need that. And Americans, after one generation of immigration, you forget the traditions of the country you came from. Black Americans, can't possibly reconnect because they're completely disconnected from their roots. I think that's true. I think that's why America has so many problems. Ukraine has taught me that. You need to have traditions, customs, festivals.
Yeah, maybe that's why you have to live there where you're born, like in Afghanistan, Syria, and other amazing countries. To not forget your roots and live and live in your culture with your traditions. So
you are
please, I'm calling to all people in the world, go home. Go home. Like Russians, motherfuckers, go home.
definitely they
Amazing people from Syria and Afghanistan, please go home. Make your amazing culture in your amazing countries. And it will be great. The world will be happy when everyone will come back home. Of course, Joe, you can stay here because you are more Hutu than American now.
Thank you.
So you already lost your roots.
Or I found my roots.
And found another.
Yeah, Hutu. Those are the mountain people of Ukraine. Wow, that's a high honor, man. Thank you. And just maybe the Celts, maybe the Celts originated here, or they were here for a while. So perhaps as an Irishman, it could be connected. But yeah, I appreciate it. Whenever I hear anyone say that, I feel very welcome here, and because this is the country I've identified with the most in all my travels. So, but very nice. Yeah, double. Yeah. I thought I had a nice philosophical point and a nice way to shit on it the way Amber Heard
Oh, that bitch.
shits on Johnny Depp's bed, and it's I
You
this is
know, she did it after sex with Elon Musk in
no,
Johnny Depp's bed.
that's not true.
Yeah, that's true.
No,
That's
really,
true.
no,
That's true. Elon Musk said that.
no, I can't believe that. Really?
Yeah, Elon Musk was with that bitch in the Johnny's house, and after Johnny saw all that shit, what is going on in his bed, he made a drama, and Elon Musk just like left the house, and that bitch was shitting on the bed.
You know,
Yeah, yeah,
and,
yeah.
until you put it this way, because so today for the first time and since the war started, maybe I dipped a little bit into American news, and or no, I would say today I realized that American news, Ukraine is no longer number one topic. It's this shit is the number one topic. Ukraine is forgotten. Now people are probably wearing like Johnny Depp colors or Amber Heard flags. I don't know. It's become the main story in America, and I hated that because I think Russia would prefer that, people to forget about Ukraine. But as you tell me that, I realize why. because people want to laugh, and I just laughed. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
Um,
can you imagine that shit? And after that, what happened? That bitch destroyed the career of Johnny Depp.
a Spanish song, Esto no Terminado. Esto no Terminado. This is not over. My time in Mexico did not help my Spanish.
It's it's a it's a soundtrack. It's a soundtrack. Um, from the movie
Perch.
Perch. Perch. Movie Perch. I told you about that movie, like the New America.
Mm-hmm.
Like all your presidents died,
Mm-hmm.
and you made a new America, something like a communist, I don't know. And they made a law that one night in a year you can do everything you want. That means you can rob, you can kill people, you can hit people with a baseball bat and other things, and you can do everything you want in one night in the year. And after, while we're watching that movie, we can understand that the government just used that night to clean the the country of the poor people, like to kill all poor people in the country.
I had two opposite thoughts in this song because I loved and really I think it's very important. It's a very true idea, and it's something that's deep in my heart. Um, this line, uh, what when this shit is life and death, then what the fuck is a law? Um, I feel I mean I feel such a frustration with the American system in particular. Um, that resonates with me. I think there's so much injustice in ways that more than just the media would cover. But at the same time, when I'm listening to a song, I even though I swear perhaps sometimes too much. Ukrainian language. There's not a lot of swear. No one. There's no swear words in Ukrainian, and it's made me calmer. And I hate listening to the F word in a song. So in the end, I hated the song, but I respect the lyrics.
Oh, you're so soft. God damn it.
Watch your fucking language. I don't care what
No,
anyone has
so
to
I'm
say.
I'm 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 happy. I'm happy you love your principles.
Okay,
So
next. The next song. I love this song. Cumberland Gap, which has been covered by an artist who's known very well now, Jason Isbell. Um, but this is the original version by David Rawlings. Why did you pick this song?
it's a nice music, man. I don't know why. Just because I have
Uh,
nothing with that song.
I
Yeah,
it's
nothing.
a little bit like bluegrassy, but with some rock rhythm, and it's folk sounding words. And Cumberland Gap, I guess it's in Maryland actually. It's in Maryland, in the Appalachian Mountains. Cumberland Gap. It's the devil of the gap. Um, and it mentions Kentucky, Cherokee, Satan, uh, love, guns. It's a good old American song, and the guy who wrote it, Dave Rawlings, he wrote it with Gillian Welch, and Dave Rawlings, I met a couple times because when I was managing the Irish Ukrainian band in America, we played a great bluegrass festival in North Carolina, and there was this famous thing called the Midnight Jam. Um, this festival, no alcohol was allowed, which is difficult. But every musician had, we had secret, all the artists had secret ways to have drinks. And at midnight, this festival called Merle Fest, all the great musicians, like folk musicians from all over America, would gather on the stage to sing songs together. And after drinking backstage, and it went on for a couple hours. And because my band was part of this, I was on the stage, and so and Dave Rawlings, who wrote this song, he was the leader always of these midnight jams. And so I was just a few feet away from him as he was leading some of the finest voices and instrumentalists in America, singing, like Creedence Clearwater songs, singing, yeah, just great American music together during this wild, weird festival where we could drink moonshine secretly. And so I was happy to see that song in your list.
Fantastic.
That was those are wild days of 8 months on the road traveling in a tour bus that previously had been the tour bus of the Allman Brothers band. You don't know Allman Brothers, probably.
No,
All right,
unfortunately.
I'll put it on my list to you. But it was yeah, it was yeah, I was living the edge of the music life, which was I saw we had the glory of it, but also the darkness of it, and drink tons of whiskey, after the shows and on the bus, and never knowing what city you're in, always on the road. Um, and I'm grateful for the experience. It was amazing, but after only 8 months, it almost broke me. I lost my mind, and that's for another time. So thank you, man, for those songs.
As usual, man, you're welcome.
Oh no, I did finally listen to the Marilyn Manson song, "The Last Day on Earth," and which you recommended, like a long time ago, and then also in our last episode. Um, and I always say I don't like Marilyn Manson, but every song I listen to, I like, and so far, and I love that line in the song "The Last Day on Earth." He speaks about how yesterday was 5 million years ago or something. That's how I think we all feel in this war.
I say you nothing. Nothing.
I know that.
We're
Keep
still
going.
here. That's the main, and everything will be good. And everything will be Ukraine. And everyone will come back home. Everything will be Ukraine. Thank you, Joe. LvivLab.com and
Actually, no, now,
UkrainianFreedomNews.com.
thanks to the Ukrainian IT Army, UkrainianFreedomNews.com. And you can follow and support us there. And not a run, it's good night from Lviv, Ukraine.
Good night.
Welcome.